kind of your initial reactions. First time we've talked to you since they suspended Draymond indefinitely.
You guys got a good view back there? Yeah, I think the suspension makes sense. To me, this is about more than basketball. It's about helping Draymond. I think it's an opportunity for Draymond to step away and to make a change in his approach in his life. And that's not an easy thing to do. That's not something you say, okay, we're going to do 5 games and then he's going to be fine, right? The league did that. Did 5 games after the incident with Rudy. That's not the answer to pick a number. The answer is to help Draymond, give him the help he needs, give him an opportunity to make a change that will not only help him, help our team, but help him for the rest of his life. It's not just about, an outburst on the court. This is about his life. This is about someone who I believe in, someone who I have known for a decade, who I love for his loyalty, his commitment, his passion, his love for his teammates, his friends, his family. We're trying to help that guy because the one who grabbed Rudy and choked Rudy, the one who took a wild flail at Jusuf, the one who punched Jordan last year, that's the guy who has to change, and he knows that. Everything before that, over a decade of play, what are we really talking about, right? We're talking about, getting ejected for yelling at the ref or throwing a ball. But you look at the past year and what's happened, it's clear he needs the opportunity to change, and that's what an indefinite suspension gives him the opportunity for.
Steve, what do you see your role in all of that? You've known him for so long. It's clear he's going to need to clear a couple of requirements in order for him to return, and you've had the opportunity with him before, but what makes it different this time? What do you see that
there's a lot of this that has to happen with people who are experts in this field, and I'm not qualified for that. So my role in this is to support Draymond as best as I can, and our organization will also support him, and we'll do everything possible for him. And we want to give him the space and the time and the assistance he needs to make a significant change. And I think, again, the whole key for me is what this can do for his life long term. I want him to be happy. I want him to reap the rewards of an incredible career and legacy. And I want him to finish that career in a really wonderful, dignified manner. This guy's one of the great winners of all time. He's one of the great competitors of all time. But he's crossed the line. He knows that. He knows he needs help, and he's going to get the help, and we're gonna help him with it. But we're also not qualified to offer some of the things that he needs, and so we're going to try to do our best to provide him with that and support him the whole way through.
Have you talked to him at all, and can you share any of that?
I've talked to him, but I'm not going to share with
any of
him.
Last one for me, replacing him in the starting lineup or changing some of your rotations. Is there anything that you're willing to share there?
Yeah, you can watch the game tonight and find out.
That might be the case.
He's allowed to be at practice. I know Mike said today that you guys are still going to have him around. What is the plan with that? How often?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, my gut is, I know he'll be in the Bay and he'll be coming in to the facility. He's going to maintain his conditioning and he's going to work. But we got to give it a few days and feel what this is about. And I think the team needs a little space. He needs a little space. I think Draymond will do what he feels is right, what we feel is right, and then move forward. The hard part with this, again, is it's not a sprained ankle. This is not 4 to 6 weeks, and I'll give you an update next week. That's not what this is. This is much bigger than that and much more difficult to assess and to take care of. And so we have to give him the space and the time and the support he needs.
Hey, Steve, understanding this is all fluid, how do you characterize what your feelings and outlook is that Draymond can get out on the better side?
I'm confident that he can come out on a better side. I know him. He's an incredible human being. He's a very complex human being. In a lot of ways, he's incredibly loyal and passionate and competitive, and sometimes that same thing hurts him. And so, can he find that space to be on the floor and compete and bring it like he does every night and not cross that line? And that's what he has to do, and I believe in him. I think he's going to be able to do it, but I'm not sitting here saying, a couple weeks he'll be. That's not how this works. So he's got a lot of work ahead.
How important do you view, the next month without him, or however long it is without him? But Mike said today, kind of, rosters decisions will kind of need to be made after the next 15 to 20 games or so. But just how crucial.
Yeah, it's a good stretch for us coming up. A lot of home games. We've gotten off to obviously a slow start. Kind of given away 3 or 4 games at the end, you flip that and you win those games. It's an entirely different outlook. But of course, we didn't win those games. So this is the outlook we have right now, and we're in a tough conference, and I think in 11th place, and got a big climb ahead of us. So we need to turn things around here in the next few weeks.
Without Draymond, what do you make of the guys behind him and who needs to step up and what they've shown so far, and maybe who needs to step up a little more?
We have a lot of depth. I think that's one of the strengths of this team. Very deep roster. The bench has been, along with Steph, obviously, the bench has been, the strong suit of this team this year. So I'm very confident that we can play well with the guys who will now be getting more playing time.
Understanding it's still early, is there a plan to at least keep him in shape as much as possible while he's away for Draymond?
Yeah. I mean, that's something that he wants to do, and that's something that our training staff will help him with.
Steve, I said it was the last one for me, but I have one more. I lied. Your relationship, how are you, with all of the ups and downs of this team right now, how are you and Steph supporting each other, and how are you making sure that he knows that this team is kind of all still moving in that same linear upward direction?
We talk every single day. That's what the season is about. That's what being a team is about. It's collaborating and sharing thoughts, sharing ideas, trying to keep everybody confident and moving forward and motivated. And Steph is as good of a leader as I've ever been around. I mean, the guy is an amazing human being, and what he's done the past decade in leading this team through all of the ups and the downs and the turmoil. For anybody to question Steph Curry's leadership, it's actually it's kind of sickening to me, And I saw some of that yesterday. It was disgusting. I'm talking about one of the finest human beings that I have ever been around. And but that's the climate that we live in, and these guys. It's part of all of this is just the climate we live in, and the arrows that are slung at these guys, and the judgment, the criticism. That's fine, but it's part of it, and it's not easy. We're all human beings, and so that's a big part of the job these days as a professional athlete. You have to deal with everything, and you have to accept it. But there are times when you kind of have to say, really? Like, that's the angle you're going to take? You're going to question Steph Curry's leadership? Like, really? We're going to do that? Think about that. Okay, so that's all I got.
You